So I worked with this fitness coaching business, and all the videos that we made together made on average more views than the videos that they did without me. Through those videos, they were selling their coaching programs that skyrocketed with leads once I stepped in. The problem with this channel was that it was an established channel that already had like a pretty big amount of their core audience that were watching like pretty much all of their videos. But at some point they were stuck. When they started their channel to promote their business, the topic was just taking off. But with time, it is pretty natural for a channel to lose some traction. I mean, if it already had, some pretty high highs. And they hit such a moment. They were stuck at 5K views, and they were saying that 10K views a video was a miracle for them. So they didn't know what to post. It felt like they posted on every single topic related to losing weight, gaining muscle, over 40. But this one video that we made after several months, I think, of working together just exceeded all the expectations. So let me just break down what I did to create such a big outperformer for this channel. So we started with reverse engineering from their ideal client avatar. So we know that the best client that they might have is a person over 40, mostly men, who want to lose weight or who want to gain muscle, who want to have more energy. And that's when we started to think what these people want the most. And then what I did is I went to the YouTube search, searching for the things that these ideal clients search for. And usually these are exercises or diet over 40, just to see what works for those people, to see what they click on, to see what they watch, to see what thumbnails they like, what intros they like. For example, many of these videos have just very muscular, handsome men on them. A lot of them talk about gaining muscle again. They have some similarities. So what I did was just go to these channels and I collected them in a spreadsheet. Ideally, we want competitors from the different stages, small ones up to 10K subscribers, 50K subscribers, and like millions of subscribers. So I collected them in a spreadsheet and analyzed their most performing videos. This is where I see business owners make the biggest mistake. So they don't research enough, so they just basically throw spaghetti at the wall. Imagine you're a fisherman and you have a feeling, some sort of intuition that tells you that in this corner, near this lake, there should be fish there, You see that maybe this part of the lake has more waves, and you feel like it signals you that this is the place where your audience is. This is what business owner that doesn't research their competition, their audience looks like, because they have their own experience, their own expertise, and if something seems very interesting to them and they want to share it to the world, which is totally understandable, and you can do this with the right strategy. But if you want to find winning topics that would bring a lot of traffic to your channel, to your offer, you can't simply trust your intuition or the things that you like and the things that feel interesting to you. What a smart business owner would do is to go and check what their competition is doing. There are other ways to do the research, but it's one of my favorites. Like, you go to your competition, direct or indirect. Direct means like this niche that you are in. Indirect means similar niches. For example, if you talk about fitness niche, your direct competition would be, again, people, men over 40. Your indirect competition would be fitness for women who want to lose weight. So you go to your competition and you see who's catching the biggest fish, who's catching a lot of fish, and who's the most successful in this craft. And what you do is you analyze where they fish. By where they fish, I mean the topics that are using, the patterns that they have in their packaging, their video structure. And you see if they got success with some certain part of the lake that drives a lot of fish to their business, then this is probably the part of the lake that you also should try. So if you see some topics are doing well, you do not throw spaghetti at the wall by just coming up with a fun idea and filming a video on it. You just research what should work in this area. So what I did was I went on all these channels, and you know what I saw? It was a very clear trend with one topic that consistently gained more views for these channels. And this was the routine or like exercises that you need, exact wording that they used, if you are over 40 or 50. This is basically your full-time job. If you want to run a successful channel, you need to find patterns. So what patterns I found was age on the thumbnails, so it has like 50 on the thumbnails. What else? Old, handsome, muscular person on the thumbnail. If we target people over 40, we need some older men on the thumbnail. We can't use just young men. In the intro, they called out the exact audience they are talking to, as well as they give like like a short reiteration of their title. For example,
6 ejercicios que los hombres mayores de 40 años necesitan. Si tienes más de 40 años y mantienes una rutina regular de ejercicio.
So basically 2 things that they did here. They called out the exact audience they're speaking to, and they just repeated the title, which is basically proving people they clicked on the right video. Imagine that you're clicking on a video just based on the thumbnail and the title. You have a certain expectation about this video. And when the intro right away approves the expectation that you had, you kind of have a bigger trust to this video because it fulfilled the promise that it gave you, so it kind of builds that trust. These are the patterns that I found, and you know what we did? We just replicated those patterns. As well as we also tried several thumbnail designs, and I do recommend you do this with every video. Just find another variation of your thumbnails, at least with the smallest tweak, and you'll see how big of a difference it can make. It's still generating around 6,000 views every 48 hours, which is bringing consistent leads to their business. And you can see that this whole traffic came from organic. It brought them 14,000 subscribers and counting. In the description of this video, they have their forum that they usually post on their social media where people can proceed working with them after watching their content. I think it's gonna hit like 1 million views very, very soon. If you want someone to take care of this research, to find in patterns, to create an A/B test and thumbnails, and you don't have a mental bandwidth to care about this on your own, then I'm probably the person you're looking for. Click the link in the description if you would like to work with me. If you want to grow and sell on YouTube, there are some psychological tricks that I do suggest you to know about before you create your own videos. And I talked about them here. Have the most wonderful day. Goodbye.